Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy Will Motivation, and today we are talking about my biggest real estate investment project to date. So I'm going to take you guys for a ride with me in my Lamborghini Huracan 610-4 Motivo, and we're going to talk about this latest project. Something a little bit different. This video is an real estate investment video where I am going to share sort of a how-to behind the scenes on how I make my decisions when I am evaluating a real estate investment project or opportunity, my thought process. And I'm basically going to tell you guys my secrets or my plans for my next big investment project. So might as well enjoy the ride in the Lambo on our way over. And you know, about once a year I do a video on once a year I do a video on like depression or whatnot. And a couple days ago I was feeling a little bit like under the weather, I guess you could say. Not under the weather, but like a little down and out, kind of like. And it's like something for me, I think, that happens seasonal. It seems like every year around this time of year I feel a little down. It's like the end of the summer, but it's confusing. Oh wait, hold on a second. Yeah. But it's confusing, right? Because I don't know if it's the time of year. I don't know if it's the stress that I have from running 3 different businesses or what, you know what I'm saying? But I feel down every now and then. But I have my ways of dealing with that. And so if for anybody out there that may be dealing with like depression, I can't claim to suffer from depression or anything like that. But every now and then I feel a little bit down, and I have to like proactively lift myself up. So for those of you guys that are out there suffering, I'm gonna share with you guys what I do to feel better. Number one thing I do is I eat good. I eat good. And what I mean by that is a combination of eating something that I like to eat and a combination of eating healthy. The second thing I do is I make sure to get enough rest or enough sleep. Get enough rest, get enough sleep. That's super important. I have seen people, that sounds good, right? I have seen people that suffer from depression where the depression is triggered by them just simply not being able to sleep. They're not getting enough sleep and their body starts to shut down and malfunction. So you got to make sure you get enough sleep. And there's 2 more things. You want to surround yourself with some good people, good friends that make you laugh, because laughter is like it's like food for the soul, you know what I'm saying? Laughter is like the anti-depression. So you want to keep your good friends close, man, that you laugh with and you have a good time with. Spend time with them, talk to them, reach out to them, laugh with them. And then lastly, you'll feel better when you are on track to going after something that you look forward to or something that you want. So focus on your future and tomorrow being better. So you focus on the things that you want and then taking steps, doing whatever you have to do to be on track to get what it is you want tomorrow or in the future. And so that's what we're talking about today, the future. You know, I thought about titling this video, Does a Lamborghini cure depression? Well, the obvious answer is probably not, but you know, it doesn't hurt to take a drive in your Lambo. You think about all the hard work you had to put in and sacrifices you had to make, but then next thing you know, you're able to achieve your dreams. So while a Lambo does not cure depression, having one and knowing what it takes to get one, you get on track with that, man. You don't have time to think about being depressed, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, what are we talking about today? We're talking about my next big real estate investment, or my biggest real estate investment project. So I'm going to show you guys the project that got me like to thinking about this. I'm going to share with you guys my thought process that led me to my biggest real estate investment plan or project ever. Now, in case this is your first time watching one of my videos, my name is Will Motivation. I like to do videos sharing my experiences owning supercars because cars motivate me and a lot of folks out there that like cars. But I like to show the behind the scenes of how I am able to afford some of the cars that I have. And if you didn't notice, in my garage, I had a Lamborghini Aventador SV. I have this Lamborghini Huracan 610-4 Motivo, supercharged by VF Engineering. I have a Ferrari F8 that I'm waiting to get back from the shop because it's going under some major transformations, some major mods. And then I have a Audi RS3 is sort of the daily driver. And I have a couple more cars as well, but those are the main cars on my channel. So in this video, I'm showing you guys some of that behind the scenes of my thought process when I'm making decisions on my next moves. And I don't always have the answer on how I'm gonna do stuff or how things are gonna fall in place, but I'm gonna give you some examples of when you put it out there in the universe, what your goals are, things just kind of fall into place, believe it or not. I'm serious about that. So stay tuned. Okay, so we just arrived at the project that is the inspiration for my next move. Now, but before we jump into that, I'm gonna appease everybody that tunes in for the car content. There it is. This is my Lamborghini Huracan Motivo, supercharged by VF Engineering. So it's a special edition done up by myself and Roger from Essex Auto Enhancement. One of one. The color is Arlon matte aluminum blue. Beautiful color. And of course I have the gold supercharger by VF Engineering. That's where the Motivo comes from, that motivation. It's a special spec, like I said, one of one that me and my team came up with. And yeah, if you want something like this, you got to call Roger at Essex Auto Enhancement. But yeah, this car is crazy fast, crazy dope spec. But what I'm here to talk about today is how did I afford this car? What are the moves that I make to be able to have this kind of car in the garage? I want to share and teach you guys what I'm doing. So this neighborhood, like a little middle class neighborhood or whatever, these apartments, I was passing by, hold on a second. So yeah, we got an Ohio State student that showed up. One of Hamza's people. But yeah, so yeah. All right, so shout out to him. If you watch this video, stay focused, man. Engineering is where it's at. Like he just brought up a good point. He said he want to be a YouTuber, and I'm like, he's in school to be an engineer, and I'm like, you need to focus on that, bro. Like people think like YouTubers make a whole lot of money. There's a very few YouTubers that hit the lotto with the algorithm and they make a lot of money, become millionaires on YouTube. Very few. But there's a whole lot of engineers out there that's quiet millionaires because they learned a high-paying skill. So he's in school to be an engineer. I told him, like, focus on the engineering. That's what leads to having a car like this. Like, for those of you guys don't know, like, I went to university, I went to college and studied software engineering. And I worked as a software engineer and I built a business with the skills that I learned and how to write software. I built a business. I built a social network a long time ago, and that's how I made most of my money. Then I invested in real estate, and then after the real estate started doing good, because of the money that I learned, the money that I made from what I learned as an engineer, then I can start a YouTube channel, and then I can start buying dumb stuff like this because I got investments that are increasing in value, and they're putting off cash flow that can pay for something stupid like this without affecting my principal. You see what I'm saying? So for those of you young people out there, you think you want to be like a YouTuber or some glamorous job like that, like this YouTube channel maybe makes $2,000 a month on a good month. My businesses, all of my individual businesses make more than that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do YouTube to share. Now YouTube has a lot of potential, so I do it for the potential as well. But more than anything, it justifies me like having a car like this because I can show you guys and teach somebody out there that will be inspired and realize they can do it too. And take the steps that I'm showing you to be able to have a car like that. So shout out to that young man. But you know, it's a reason why people go to school, spend all that money to become an engineer, man. I know plenty of engineers can afford a car like this. Okay, so back to the story. So I've been driving by on this street, middle class neighborhood in Columbus, Ohio. I was driving down the street and I saw this building right here. This building has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units in it. And I said, this is perfect. I could buy some land and build a 6-unit building like this. I guess the cost would probably be around $1 million, maybe 1.2 million to build something like this. Maybe it could be more. It could be more. I'm guessing, let's say it costs $200,000 to build each unit. I don't think it would cost that much, but on the high end, let's say it costs $200,000 to build this 6-unit building for each of those 6. So that's 1.2 million. I don't think it costs that much, but let's just say at the high end, $1.2 million investment. And on that $1.2 million investment, then I'm doing the reverse engineering on the math on what kind of return I could get. So these look like 3-level. These are 3-level, probably 3 or 4 bedrooms, a minimum 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, minimum. There could be big enough to have 4 bedrooms. So that kind of apartment grosses out on monthly rental income at around the high end. Let's say, just keep it simple, $2,000 a month to rent out. I think they're going to sell these, but I would build mine to rent them out and get cash flow, right? So that I can buy stupid stuff like this Lamborghini, right? So let's say you make $2,000 a month on each one. 2,000 times 6 is $12,000 a month in cash flow. $12,000 a month for a year is about $144,000 a year. All right. So that would be the return on investment, which is a little more than 10%, but that's gross, right? So you got to take out taxes and stuff like that. You got to take out whatever expenses you have. So it would be less than that total per year, but it's a pretty good return on investment. Okay, so we did the numbers, right? $144,000 you can make gross, all well. So I started thinking, look how much land it is. Maybe I can find this much land, build a 6-unit, and cash flow on it. You know, make $100,000+ a year cash flow minus my expenses, still looking pretty, right? That was my thought process, right? Invest 1.2 million in something like this. Now, in case you guys are wondering, like, well, damn, how are you gonna get $1.2 million? I don't have money like that to do a project like that. Well, you don't always have to have $1.2 million to do a project like this. Usually you can partner with a bank for a business loan to do something like this, and on some real estate, right? And usually they'll ask you for 20%. So that would have been more like $300,000 that I would have to come up with to do this project. But even then, like, where do you get to $300,000 from? Well, if let's say you did your research, you got some connections, there's some investors that you work with, there's other investors that can help you come up with that $300,000 to be a partner on the project, and then they cash out after the project is done, or they take part in the monthly income from that project. So there's a variety of ways you can get the money to make it happen, right? So don't be discouraged. I'm just teaching you how to do it, right? Okay, so I see this project and I'm like, this is gonna be my next big thing. I'm gonna find some land, I'm gonna build 6 cribs, and I'm gonna cash flow a couple grand a month off of each one of those cribs. That's gonna be a dope project, right? But then But then start doing the numbers. Say, okay, the return on investment is probably like what, 8% or something like that, 8 to 10% roughly. Can I do better than that? Can I do better than that? Each one of these units, let's say, costs $200,000 to build. Can I do better than that? Maybe so, because I don't think inside of the box. I like to think outside of the box. And right now, outside of the box for me is outside of the country. And where am I spending time and looking at investment opportunities for a best kept secret? I am looking in the country of Colombia, and specifically Medellin, Colombia. I have some connections there. My brother lives there. It's a great place to be. So if you haven't been to Colombia, you might want to think about going to go visit. But anyway, I already have one investment project there, and I'm setting it up for Airbnb. And I start thinking, instead of investing that amount of money in this project, what kind of investment property can I get in Colombia that might cost less and yield more? Start thinking, start looking. So the building that I am in, it's an apartment building. Each apartment is about 2,000 square feet. Really nice apartments. Well, if they're not nice already, you can make them nice with a little bit of investment, rehab. And I decided my next big investment project is going to be buying as many apartments as I can in my building in Medellin, Colombia, and turning them into high profit Airbnb rental properties, or short term. I'm not even gonna say Airbnb, because Airbnb is one thing, but short term rentals is another. So I'm more going for the short term rental market, where somebody rents the place for like a month or 2 months or 3 months, that kind of thing, in transition, or they're down there on business. They want a really nice, safe place to stay. They can stay in one of my condos. So while these investment projects cost like around, maybe I'm guessing like around $200,000 a piece, they're probably gonna cost retail more than that, right? They're probably upwards of $250,000 or maybe $300,000 a piece, right? So instead of paying that much, I'm looking at paying for apartments in Medellin, and this is what I think outside of the box, man. And I'm gonna show you how much of a no-brainer this is. I'm gonna make it real brief, because I'm not trying to dwell on this so I create a whole bunch of competition. But check it out. I'm gonna be paying less than 200 grand for each one of the apartments. The apartments are already built, so I don't have to wait around or do anything. All I have to do is make the apartment super nice. I can control that budget. I don't have to worry about any budget going over or stuff like that with a new build. But I can get these apartments anywhere from $120,000 to like $160,000 US dollars for a 2,000 square foot apartment. Now here's what makes it so crazy. What makes it so crazy is, imagine you could get prime real estate, prime location, prime real estate, 2,000 square foot apartments in the best cities in the country. Miami, New York, Los Angeles, right? Think of the best cities in the country. Think of the best locations in those cities, and imagine you were able to buy a 2,000 square foot apartment for less than $160,000. Imagine that. It would be a no-brainer, right? Well, Medellin, Colombia is the second largest city in Colombia, probably the nicest city in Colombia, probably the biggest tourist destination in Colombia, I'm guessing, maybe Cartagena. But it's a no-brainer for me. It's a no-brainer. I'm already invested there. So my plan is to buy, instead of 6 of these, I'll buy 4 to 6 Airbnbs. And instead of making $2,000 a month on each one, I'm gonna be looking to make maybe $2,500 to $3,000 to maybe even $4,000 a month, probably depending on the timing, per apartment. So my costs will be lower, my risk will be lower, my potential upside will be higher. I believe after I rehab the apartments, they'll be worth 300 grand a piece, easy. Like I said, imagine having prime real estate in New York City, and you make a nice rehab apartment, the value goes up sky high, and that's the opportunity that I'm looking at. So stay tuned to my channel if you want to see like how my projects are going. I currently have one major rehab underway on my second property. I am in negotiations for 2 more properties, so that we'll have 4 by the end of the year, maybe 5, and then we'll work on getting 5 and 6 in 2023. So you guys stay tuned for the journey. I'm bringing you in behind the scenes on my thought process. You know, a lot of people might think this is risky, but when you do your research, the risk becomes lower and lower, and you use common sense. Common sense was when I got into the investment market here in Columbus, Ohio. Common sense was 2008. Nobody wanted to buy. There's a million people in this city. The economy is really good, even though people were saying we're in a recession. People have jobs. There's plenty of jobs to go around. Like, this is a no-brainer. Like, nobody wants to buy. The prices are low. I'm getting in. You know what I'm saying? This is like ridiculous, man. Don't be stupid. So I'm teaching you guys like the thought process. You can't be scared either. Like, if you want one of these, you can't be punk. You know what I'm saying? You can't be scared. Scared people don't have stuff like this, you know, unless somebody gave it to them. But if you're gonna earn it, you're gonna have to take some calculated risks. You're gonna have to make some smart moves. You're gonna have to get out of your comfort zone. And I'm showing you guys, man, this is what I'm doing. Out of the comfort zone. I'm going to a new country. I'm doing my research, planning my bets, and let's see what happens. You guys watch and see. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for watching today's video. There's a lot more to come. Hit that like button for me and subscribe to my channel. A lot of you guys have been asking me about when is my online course going to be ready. Well, I have good news for you. My online course is completed. I'll put a link in the description of this video where you can click on that link and get a 40% discount off the course. That'll be for the first 50 students. So if you're ready to take the online course that I've basically laid out everything that I know about how to invest in real estate, click the link below or just go to www.willmotivation.com/invest. And thank you guys for taking the time out to watch today's video. Hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.